Well, good day. How you going? Aussie Bonsai Bloke, yeah, you going? I forgot. I got confused about the intro, said the wrong thing. Anyway, here we are. About to crack a beer. Yeah, I'm out in the paddock. Got my old trusty farm ute. She don't run too well, but gets the job done. Anyway, today, as the title might say, we're collecting. A bit thirsty after work, so I'm really suckling this one down. We're collecting out in the paddock. I've got me tools on the back. I'll show you what I've got. Got the pickaxe, got that one, shovel, saw, and a backup beer, and that's it. And anyway, so what's happened is I did that collecting of that mystery tree dig, which was Boxthorne, and it survived fine with bugger all to no roots. So today here we're going to dig up another Boxthorne and give that a go. I got so many Boxthorns that I can do a lot of Boxthorne bonsai, and it could be quite fun. Anyway, so I got arguably a bigger one this time, and it could put up a good fight, or maybe it won't be too bad, but we'll see. I could end up coming out looking like a bloody pincushion. Like I've just done 10 rounds at the donation blood bank. So we'll see how we go. No worries, let's get into the digging. Okay guys, so the ute's there. Boxthorne is here, this big green thing. We're going to get into it. I'm going to saw the branches down, and then we'll have a look at the base at the bottom. Spike is all hell, a lot of spikes. I'll just show you, for those that don't know the Boxthorne, a lot of spikes. Gets these flowers and it gets red berries all over it. But these spikes are insane. Like that spike there is as long as my finger, and it has them all over it. So this could be a real challenge. Once again, I've got my Australian gloves on. About 20 years of callus. So let's get into it. I might keep you live just to chop a couple of branches. We'll see. I didn't charge my phone either, so guys, I might end up going flat halfway through the video, so we'll see how we go. If it doesn't put up too much fight, we'll be right. If she does, well, I might have to go back and charge it or come back another day. So I got me silky gomboy out. I'm going to give it a crack with that. Go. Let's see if we can get in there and get some branches out. This thing is truly quite massive at the base. Not a lot of structure as far as taper in the branches or whatever, but we'll see how we go. And also, if you get a bit of wind noise, I'm sorry, but it was calm when I come out here, and now the wind's picking up, so you may get some wind noise. See how you go. So I've got a bit of chopping to do. Clear some branches. Could seriously be very interesting. already running into a few problems. I can't get in there. Just can't get in there. Oh, another thing, I've got some snips as well, so it's a little branch down here that I want to cut. I do want to try and keep some little branches, if there are some, down the bottom. But the problem with doing that is that the bloody things will spike you. And I want to put the rest of it all in a big pile over there and then burn it later. So I want to just pile up a big pile to burn later when it dries out, because this stuff is really bad news. There's bad weed, really bad weed in Australia, but that's fine. We're using it as bonsai, so it doesn't matter. Okay guys, battery's getting pretty low. I've got the top gone. Don't know what I'm going to do with the bottom. I'm thinking that the ute looks like a great idea. Might go and get some rope or something. I had a look here. Have a look at the size of this root. Massive root. I really got to cut it. I might try and cut it first. There's another big one here. I might try and cut it with my cheapo saw first, because there's rocks in here and I'm not going to use my good one for that. And then I'm going to try and give it a yank. I don't want to be out here all night, my hands and knees digging it. I've left it pretty long so we get good leverage. I'm just hoping that we don't break this branch off trying to rip it out, because that could happen as well. Don't really need to keep it as it's massively high, but I don't know, it could be interesting to have a really big tall bonsai as well. So rather than all these squat short little things, might be interesting to keep a big one. But anyway, I'll go get the rope. I've got to put my phone on charge for a while, and let's get back. Let's hope the wind doesn't pick up too much and make the end of the video crappy. But at the moment, she's holding out. Cheers. Okay guys, what a pain in the bum. I've gone back, got a strap, got another spare beer, or one or three or two or a couple, and look what I've had to do. I've got a battery pack, a little battery hooked up to a cigarette lighter plug, hooked up to a car charger, hooked back around to my camera. What a pain. Absolute pain. So anyway, my old power pack, that one blew up. That was only a cheap eBay bloody thing, cost me 20 bucks, said it was 50,000 milliamp. I reckon she struggled to be 5,000. But anyway, let's try and pull this bloody stump out. So here we go. Alright, just get me snatch hooked up, ready to go. The old workhorse coming in handy. Can't even remember knots here, but let's see what happens. good with the old knots. Right, I'm going to choose to wrap it around the whole thing, and let's just have a soft pull at it. Hang on. Need a beer for this one. Grab a beer. No mucking around here. You beauty! Woo! The old workhorse does the job. Pity about smashing into that rock at the back, but she's done pretty well. I'll bring you up for a close-up, but there's a rock at the back there I kept smacking into up here. She's pulled it out, no worries, the old Ford Courier or Mazda Bravo. Let's cut some roots and get her out. That was exciting, that was fun. I need to collect more Boxthorn. That's awesome. Okay guys, if you go flat, I'm just going to disconnect you for 2 seconds off the power source. It's telling me to close apps right now. So I'm just going to quickly show you. There's some big roots there. Big roots down here. Had massive roots, snapped some off in the ground. The old workhorse done it again. Look at that. It's about to close down, so I hope I'll at least get this. Look at this. Smashed into this rock a couple of times. A few marks there. Bit of a skid there. I hope. Oh, the jig I forgot this thing's on gas. I was slamming it into the rocks. Okay guys, well I'm carrying around the battery, the tripod, everything. Having a look at the aftermath. Look at that. That's what it dug out. The ground's pretty dry there next to this big socialist mallee. Beautiful old mallee, really old. That root that I cut down here, this big root, I can count at least 20 growth rings just on that one root. So it means this boxthorn must be nearly 20 years old. Now it's meant to be up to the landowners to clear these things. But for me, I'm glad I had a lazy landowner before I moved in. Otherwise I wouldn't have this for bonsai. So here's the bonsai. Pretty tall. A few marks. I can't really get down close because I've got the tripod attached to the camera. But you can see I've ripped a bit of bark off here and there. But you know, in nature, rock slides, whatever, rip bark off too, or even the cows. So let's get it in the ute and let's get back to the shed and pot her up. Might even use that cheap pot that I bought from the bonsai show, that black one that one bloke missed out on. I'm sure he's watching. Sorry about that, mate, but it's for a good cause. Bloody beauty. Oh, well, yeah. That's a big pile of greens that we got off it. I'll go stand next to it so you can see how big the pile is. Bloody beauty. Cheers. G'day, welcome back. We're in the shed. We got this tree. As you can see, I've left it pretty bloody tall, and we got a bit of damage around the place from the strap, but you know, nothing too serious, and it's going to add character in the long run anyway. So next thing is to reduce the root ball as much as I dare, and that'll be pretty well in relation to the big fat roots that don't have beta roots on. I want to cut them down now to put it in a bigger pot, because if I leave them big now and put it in a massive pot, then eventually when I want to put it in a bonsai pot, I've got to cut it back pretty hard again, and then you risk the whole thing dying after all that work of styling and whatever. Whereas now, you know, my invested time is very minimal. In fact, it was fun just getting out there with a ute and ripping her out. So that was good fun. Very, very easy way to collect. So yeah, minimal effort being been in now, or gone in. So cut back the big stubby roots without feeder roots as much as you can to get it in as small a container as you can right from the start. And then the tree hopefully has energy in all its vascular tissue, you know, bark, cambium, whatever, xylon, whatever layers you've got in there. And hopefully it has enough energy in there to shoot out, push roots. The other boxthorn that I collected did, which is why I went so full on with this boxthorn. I thought, well, you know, the other one had good energy, pushed really strong shoots, so maybe I should give it a go with this one. And I got probably another 50 down there to dig up. So I'll probably kill most of them because you're not meant to have boxthorn in your property. Might kill most of them, or maybe one day, you know, someone wants one, they can come for a dig. Who knows? So let's cut the roots back as hard as we can, and also cut the top. Anyway, that was good fun. I really enjoyed that. That was fun collecting that. Good fun. Okay guys, well, we've got the old reciprocating saw out. Part of me was going to do it on a hyperlapse, but I thought you guys might want to watch the whole thing. So it's going to be another long video. So sit back, grab a beer and enjoy. I have a beer somewhere, it's gone. Oh, hang on. Okay, so this is about the 5th or 6th video. Previous ones I didn't have a beer, so I'm making up for it. 30 in 30 days. We're only mid-strength, mind you.
Dad, you still have to announce it.
I'm not announcing it, no way. Okay, so we're just going to hack back some of the long roots that don't have any fibrous roots. Put a new blade in to make it nice and sharp. I'll use my snips where I can on the smaller ones. It's going to be, I may have to lay it over and roll it round, I think. Watch out, Seth. Yeah, I'm going to have to roll it around, but that's alright. More stable that way anyway. Now I'm going to take a slice of this root of how old it is and maybe try and have a look at it or polish it up one day. I don't even know what boxthorn wood would be like if you used it for something. Yep, there we go, that's that gone. So I might keep that, souvenir. Okay, we've got a bit of mud and dirt in here, but try the best we can. Just gonna try and reduce it a bit. Roll it, give it a roll. We're nearly there. This is actually reasonably compact, this root ball. Probably more so than I thought it would be. See a bit of vibrations going on here. Oh shit! Yeah. She rolled off, went everywhere. First I was worried about the tree. And then I was worried about my camera. Oh. Yeah, what do you reckon, Seth? That was scary, mate.
Yeah. You know we knocked the camera over.
No, I better make sure it's still pointing in the right direction. Also pulled out the plug.
Move it back a tiny bit.
Pulled out the charge plug. Oh God. Wow. Okay, so you can see things are getting a bit slim pickings on the roots here. That's the idea. I'm just getting rid of big bits without much root. So you can see that. Not much root on there. Same with that. Big ones, no root. Another one. Very little. There's only a couple more to go, and then we can think about probably chop the top back where we want it, and then pot it up. Okay, so that one had a few more roots on it, but not too bad. Like I say, if it dies now, after all this, the stress of it's not too bad. If it dies, if I was to leave all these roots on, everything on, put it in a massive pot, then want to reduce it later and it died, I'd be a lot, you know, more heartbroken over it. Whereas, like this, you know, I just accept it and it died, but not doing too well, trying to keep it stable here. It's wanting to fall over. So that's where we are so far. Fairly small root ball now. Very condensed. So we can get that into some sort of pot. I know these two branches here are very, very straight. But I can choose what happens to all of this later. The whole lot later. I'm just going to get rid of some obviously ridiculous branches. All of that could stay. This one's been hurt by rope that pulled it out a little bit too much, so let's cut it back to here. What else? This one here can get shortened a little bit. Better off the snips. Some of the dead branches I can get rid of that. Another branch here. Cut that off. Shorten up one in the middle that's very straight. Like I say, I haven't decided on these two big straight ones here. And to be honest, this is normally what Boxthorne does, these big long straight ones. That's why it's so interesting that this one here does have some branching that tapers. Like this big one at the back here, that tapers beautifully. And I'm thinking also, this will probably be the front. I'm already deciding on that. This one here will probably be a front branch down low. So let's chop that one off already. Chop these on the side down lower, because you may choose to have a little bush outside here from one of these shoots. So don't, whatever you do, don't chop them off early on, because low branches in the beginning, most people don't like low branches, they chop them off. But as you develop into bonsai, you start to learn that low branches are actually a fundamental part of bonsai and very interesting to look at. Most good bonsai that I see have a really low branch coming out from down there somewhere to fill in a gap. So we'll leave that one. We'll cut this other straight one here off, but maybe a bit taller so that it's at a different level in case we keep it. Did cut into the main branch there a bit, but oh well. So as you can see, we got really good shape going on here. I think this one's still too long. We'll cut it back more. Okay, happy with that. And I may want to keep, from the front, these ones don't look so bad, you know, they've got a little bit of taper, you've got this fat base. They don't look that bad, so maybe keeping it. The only downside to this tree, which sort of only just realised, is from the side it's quite two-dimensional. There's nothing out this way, and that's because on this side, if you remember where I dug it from, we had that socialist mallee, so it wouldn't have been getting any sun, there'd be no moisture on that side, so it would have been growing all out that way. So anyway, that's alright. Pretty happy. Can keep that, or I could cut that shorter, have a low branch down here. Maybe I'll have a low branch. branch, front branch, some low branches there. Got the main trunk which will have some damage. Another bigger main trunk at the back. And that's unheard of too, to have the biggest main trunk at the back. The tallest one, but on this one, I think it suits it. Get rid of this dead bit here. I think keep this side bit. It's an ugly looking thing, but I love it. The little odd bend here. Create like a pad out here, or you know, part of the branch structure. Probably shorten this big straight one here. I could probably keep all that. I could probably turn that into a really big tree and keep all of that. Bloody beauty. Should I shorten the one at the back there? No, I think I'll leave it for now. Undecided. It's very straight, boring at the back. But if I chop that one down low, I'm telling you there ain't a lot to replace it. But you make it even more two-dimensional. I think that's pretty well it. We got so into this tree, I thought Seth was still here watching, but he's gone. He's had enough. I think we're done. The only thing is, if that is the front, I'm a bit worried about the root base front to back is actually quite massive. So to fit it into a pot at any stage is going to be a bit of a nightmare. So maybe it's going to be a bit of a risk. It's going to be a bit more of a risk, but to get it into a smaller pot, like I say, you're better off doing it now, not later. Cut everything back hard now to where you think you want it, and then if it survives, everything's done, isn't it? It's all back to where you want it, and then you just have to worry about all the branching and the ramification, not about, you know, cutting it back. So, on that note, let's cut through this big one again. Cut it back even shorter, so the front to back's a bit smaller. Okay, that's that done. Okay, so that's about all the, you know, trauma that I'm going to give this tree for now. I think it's time to pot her up. It's got some, still got some fibrous roots here, not many. But I think we pot her up and see how she goes. See if it fits in that black pot that I got from the show. Once again, sorry to that bloke that was going to think about buying it, but I just jumped on it. As soon as I seen it, and it was only 35 bucks for a big pot, I jumped that pot, no worries. G'day, well, no, scissors. Have another sip of the old beer. So that's going to help me here. So we just put that one to the side just there. There will do. Put it down. That's Osmocote cactus mix, which previously was pretty bloody good. But the big bag that I bought looked more like bloody potting mix to me, rather than succulent mix. But anyway, whereas the first bag that I bought, which was a small bag, actually had a lot of grit and stuff like that in it, and actually looked really promising. So we're going to put some of these in, cover it a couple of times.
We need to cut that up.
Put it on this one. Maybe cut some up this one. So we can double it up. Cut this one in half, double it up. Stop the bugs getting in. Now, so it's going to be interesting. I bought a small bag now. We've got a big bag there as well, so we'll have to use both, but it'll be interesting to have a look at the difference. No, that's just bloody potting mix. Osmocote, pull your head in, mate. You're just dealing up potting mix. There's no succulent mix about that. She's just straight potting mix. The one that I did get had a lot of grit and stuff in there. It must cost them too much money to make, because that's just bloody disappointing, really, because I thought, okay, I found something that's working good. Yes, Seth?
Well, there's the one that's actual proper green.
Yeah, I know, the proper bonsai one.
That one's well.
But that went to potting mix as well. This is just potting mix. This is all pine bark. All it is, pine bark.
We need to find the better one.
Let's compare that to the other one. So this big bag, let's have a look at that. I wish I had some of that original bag left. I'm sure it had a lot more grit in it. So the big bag actually has a tiny bit more grit, even though I thought this was already potting mix. Thought this was potting mix, but it actually has a bit more grit than the little bag. But the original little bag that I bought was really good, so work that out. Very inconsistent with their mixing. Sort yourselves out, blokes. And if you're after a really good mix, which is consistent all the time, if you can find it, it comes in a bag like this, and it's called the Debco Bonsai Mix. This is Scott's Osmocote. The Debco Bonsai Mix is always really good. The only thing is, where I live, I've got to travel an hour and a bit to go and get it, so I don't generally go and get it, but I think I might have to start stocking up on it soon, because it is a better quality product.
You should go and get heaps of bags when you're going in there soon.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's see if it fits. No, we've got to get it fit first. Watch out for the camera, you're right in their way, but
I'll just put it right in.
even though you've got a cute face, you're standing in the way of the tree, mate. Okay, so that fits. So, looks like I got this black pot for a reason. She fits.
And it looks good too.
Yeah, it does. So I'll work it in there a little bit. I think it's on the bottom, close to it. It's a good chance this could fall at the moment because it's barely sitting. Doesn't really have a flat root base.
Do you want me to pour the
So I would like to lean it back just a bit more. It's leaning well forward. Forward's good for bonsai, but it might be a little bit too forward.
Do you want me to pour it?
Oh, hang on, bud. I'm going to have to put one of these old roots underneath the root in the pot as a chock. There you go, to stop it falling over, a bit of support. Seems to be working. Might also chuck one under the back for a bit of support there so it doesn't fall. and another one under the front. So you can do this, you can use the old bits of wood to chock it, and then, you know, pull them out later or not, they'll rot away. Maybe over here, Seth, I'll put this one that you gave me. Yeah, maybe another one under this front corner. You got one, a little short one?
That's good enough?
Where is it? Oh, it might be a bit fat. So I'll try one of these two.
I'm going to do one.
No, get that fat one. We need that fat one that you had. Yep. So I'll dig a hole under that root at the front and chock it there as well. And now look, you know, it's wobbling, but before it was going to fall over on its own. Now it's quite sturdy. So what I'll do now,
Need any more?
maybe one here and then that'll do, I reckon. I reckon we're good.
I'll just leave it here in case you need it.
So now what we're going to do is just pack some mix in here.
Can I pour it?
Yeah, pour it in. I'll pour the big one. Try and push it a little bit to the back. Yeah, I've got my ugly face in the way of the camera.
Yeah, you were telling me to get my face out of the camera. You get your face out of the camera now.
At least I call your face cute.
As yours isn't ugly.
Well, it's pretty close. Right, let's get this in there.
Pop is worse. He has a bald head.
Let's hope Papa hears that.
He already knows he has a bald head, I think.
Yeah.
And he just said, it's all my hair slid down my back.
Yeah. Yeah, Papa says, I'm not bald. My hair just slid down my back. Another thing he says is, I'm not bald, I'm just too tall for my hair. Just push these roots into the back. Any root that's hanging out, push it down and then cover it, because we need all the life we can get out of this.
What, so with one hand push the root down like that, and then with one hand
And then the other hand cover it over. We need all the life we can get. We might even slightly mound this up to cover as many roots as possible. We got this big vacant hole of potting mix here for it to go into. I'm going to call it potting mix because that's all it bloody is. I wish people would be more consistent.
And make better the soil.
Yeah, that's right, bud. You have a go at it. No, I am.
We don't want potting mix. We want proper soil.
So we got those chocks under here trying to hold it stable, and it's doing a pretty good job. And then the other thing is you just pack it really tight down the sides with your fingers to give it less wriggle room, basically.
And really push the soil.
Now we're going to only just have enough soil, Seth, so make sure we don't spill any.
If we spill it on the table, just go like that.
That's right. We're only just going to have enough.
I better get all this out the back. Because I need as much soil as possible. Because they're probably still not even going to have
Lucky you have a good mum and I have a good wife, because I was meant to cook tea tonight, but unfortunately this tree's taken a lot longer than I thought. I thought, I'll just go up and dig a Boxthorne for a video, should be fine. It was a lot bigger, a lot more effort than I thought, and I had the flat battery. So poor mum, who's had to cook tea.
If she was one of the teachers at school, she'd be the nicest.
She would be. Most of the teachers are pretty good though, aren't
Really?
they? No.
Half half of them, like Miss Roland, she's really rude.
Don't say names.
Why?
What if she hears?
Oh, she won't.
She might have just been at a job too long. Some people been at their job too long, they don't like it anymore.
Yeah, well, she's like probably
No,
70.
that's enough. What if she hears? You don't know names. What if one of your school kids watch this video, one of your friends, then they relay it to your teacher, how Seth said that you're grumpy, and then you get in trouble. How would that be?
Why wouldn't tell Miss Roland? We don't
Don't
even.
keep saying the name.
We all agree.
Don't say the name.
You don't say no name.
No.
What's we care?
So anyway, guys, we're almost finished. Potted up. Mounded it up pretty well. Really packed it in really tight with my thumb, because that'll help stabilise the tree a lot.
Why are we using so much soil? In the pots? Do you need any more?
Oh, I think we're good. Just let me feel it. Okay, so that's actually pretty sturdy in there.
It's a tiny bit wobbly.
Tiny bit wobbly, but it's pretty good. So what I might do, you know, this is a very ugly pot, training pot, I guess you could say, but it does the job, you know. It's got this tree in a pot.
It's pretty good.
What is it with me and getting big trees, Seth?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
And now this
Because now it's going to take up a lot of room. I'm going to have to start selling some more trees to make room for all
It's
this.
going to be too heavy.
Just collected 3 of my biggest set of trees in the last couple of months.
And Dad, remember them 2 massive ones in them big, plastic pots?
Yep.
Yeah, the 2 biggest.
No, they're the ones that I collected with that lorry bloke.
What? That was a while ago.
Oh guys, that one of those trees, by the way, those olives, is actually starting to swell and crack, where I reckon there'll be shoots coming out. So stay tuned for that. Within the next few weeks, I reckon we'll see some shoots on at least one of them. And unless I'm imagining things, I reckon the other one's just starting to swell a bit too. So I reckon they both survive. But well, you know, I'll keep you tuned on that. And let's hope this one survives too. And then we'll have a 3 out of 3 survive. I think we're done, Seth.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the video. We've rambled on enough. People need to go to bed and go to work and cook tea, whatever they got to do.
Well, and we might as well tell them the next video.
I don't know what it's going to be.
I know. My new little Boxthorne.
No, that's going to recover for a fair while though. But you can do a video on it when it recovers. Seth collected a Boxthorne as well.
Yeah, which we shown them that.
But it's got to recover. A bit like mine, has to recover before I can do anything to it. Has to shoot and recover. I think you're done, Seth. Otherwise we'll just...
Root.
Oh, one root hanging out, it's not going to matter. I'll push
You
it.
said cover all the roots.
Yeah, as many as we can. Give it as much
But
chance.
still.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll never cover it now. It's hanging up in the air. Don't worry. It's all good, mate. Wow.
We need to put a rock on that
It's a
thing.
magnificent tree. And this bark and bit of trunk that's ripped off here when I was pulling it out the ground is going to be bloody interesting. No worries, guys. We'll stop mucking around now. Stop talking. So, cheers for watching. Aussie Bonsai Bloke. I'll give you a spin, but I don't even know if I can lift this thing. Put it even on a turntable to spin it.
Or even is the turntable.
I may run a wire to wire it into the pot a little bit. But probably just put it in a sheltered area and it should be good. No worries. Cheers for watching. Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your mates about the channel, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.
Hopefully this thing doesn't break.
Mm.
It shouldn't. It holds me.
I don't think we try it, but I think we could.
Well then just walk around the tree.
Plus the back's pretty crappy anyway.
Just walk around it with the camera.
Well, I probably could just spin it on the table. There we go. Spin of the tree.
Wait, and I'm... It definitely worked. Remember when we did this on the kitchen floor time?
Yeah, this is Adrian Eggleton's turntable. Hang on, go Seth. They're very strong. Last
You can
forever.
do it.
So check him out. Spinning Tree Turntables.
You've done it before.
Yeah, I know.
You should do it.
No, I'm good
Tell
now.
them what it holds you.
They already have. They have to go back and look at the old video. No worries. Cheers.
Let's go again. Yeah.
Let him get to bed, Seth. Come on.